Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. This morning we are talking celebrating 100. This morning we have in studio with us Miss Zelma Cowie, who is the chairman of the Bishop's Centennial Committee, as well as Miss Brittany Romeo, who is the Centennial Marketing Ambassador. Good morning and welcome as you celebrate 100. Now we see that the Bishop's High School has been having a number of activities throughout this year to celebrate 100, but now you are officially launching your celebration. Talk to us a bit about that, Ms. Romeo.
Okay, good morning, Shenell, and thank you so much for having us here this morning on Tobago Updates. And good morning, Tobago. I hope you're having an amazing, beautiful day today. So as you know, Bishop's High School has been founded in 1925, and in a year, we will be celebrating our centennial anniversary, which is no simple feat, given that this is the first school in Tobago, first co-ed school to be able to have that milestone, and the influence and impact that Bishops has been able to do throughout the length and breadth of the world, I think is something that we are really excited about celebrating and commemorating together. So that is why we are here now to officially start the launch of the centennial celebrations, knowing that on this Friday is when we're going to be celebrating. This Friday is when we're going to be celebrating our 99th Founders Day procession and also the media launch of it all.
So you are celebrating 100, Ms. Cowie. Tell us, what does that look like for past students, alumni? Tell us about that.
Well, our theme is honoring the past, celebrating the present, and shaping the future with God's grace, so that all our activities will be intertwined. You know, we're moving very seamlessly from the past to the present and so on. And so, do we start on Friday, or you want me to go back?
I know that on Friday, the 13th is when you are having your official celebration. So tell us about that. And I see that you have sent out an invitation. Is the invitation open to all alumni?
Well, the invitation is really for the media.
Okay.
But we will never turn back anybody because we do not want to quell the excitement, because people are excited. We have started to get the word out there, and persons are excited. So I just wanted to start with Friday, the 13th. The actual date is the 14th. But because we wanted student involvement, because you cannot celebrate a school without students. And so the Thanksgiving service begins at 9 a.m. at the St. Andrew's Anglican Church. The Bishop, the Right Reverend Bishop Claude Berkeley, Bishop of Trinidad and Tobago, class of 1974, he will be the chief celebrant. And then we move to a procession of witness and a celebration through the streets of Scarborough. What is going to be exciting as well is that we are going to have two proclamations. Bishop's High School's Bishop's history is Tobago's legacy. And so we have moved from the confines of the classroom, and we are going to proclaim Bishop's High School's celebration in the middle of Scarborough. That's on Friday. We will have a second proclamation at that iconic, what is becoming an iconic site at the Isle of Tobago sign. We're going to be doing that. Then we're going to arrive at the school compound to get the bishop's blessing. We are going to be launching our Centennial website, and we're going to have a media conference. So following that media conference, we are going to be unveiling our activities over the years. So as I said before, we just wanted to, the theme of the celebrations, honoring the past, and there are a number of activities that will do just that. Just a snippet. We're going to be honoring 100 Bishopians, persons who would have contributed to Bishop's High School in various spheres of endeavor. So, and we're going to be celebrating the present. We're going to be showcasing what I'd like to refer to as our historical assets. We're going to be having like an exposition of all our literary works, the works of all Bishopians who have ever written a book, papers, and we're going to have like a visual arts exposition as well, all our artists and so on. So that is going to be launched in 2025. It will run here for about a month, and it will go to Trinidad. And if we look too at shaping the future, Some of our activities will include a men's forum in leadership. And we have earmarked persons who would have gone to Bishop's High School, our Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, as Prime Minister. We will have as well our Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali Augustine. He is also a Bishopian. We will invite as well Chief Justice Ivo Archie, who is himself an alumni, and the Bishop of Trinidad and Tobago, the Right Reverend Claude Berkeley. And these people have assumed leadership roles. And so they need to share with the younger ones what did it take to get there, and how they can inspire young people to aspire to these lofty positions.
Right. And Miss Brittany Romeo, this celebration is somewhat of a Bishop's Excellence celebration of sorts. Tell us a bit about looking to the future and the ideas surrounding that.
So one thing we want to really highlight is the fact that it's not just Bishops alone, because it is a Tobago celebration, it's a Trinidad and Tobago celebration. It's a worldwide celebration because there is a diaspora who are worldwide who also want to be a part of the celebration. So one thing, and I know you mentioned about if past alumni will be able to get involved on Friday as well, we will be streaming online. So there will be that online presence where they'll be able to connect and start to get involved and engage, because once that website drops, they can go on it and see, sign up, they can get their information and see how they can prepare for the year of activities. Now, shaping the future, because it's so interesting to see that 100 years is about to culminate, and then you have to start thinking about the next 100 years. So of course, this is where we would like to instill certain values to the next generation so that they can be a part of it and to continue that long life legacy, to know that, this has been an amazing feat and we have a responsibility to see how we can carry this forward into the next 100 years.
Excellent. Tell us a bit about the website that's going to be launching on Friday.
No problem. So the website is actually bishopstobago100.com. Now, if you go on it, you're going to see a welcome page, but it's not officially opened as yet to anyone because we want to wait until Friday to start that excitement. And so what we did is that we would have created multiple areas where persons can be able to share their content, if they have photos, if they have memories, because we want to be able to tell that story and curate that story about what was life at Bishops for them, and to be able to document, because as Ms. Cowie would have mentioned, we have a lot of historical assets, and of course 100 years of work takes some time. So we wanted to become a database and an archive, so we can be able to present this and say that, Tobago history and a microcosm of Tobago's history was shaped by Bishops.
Right, and you have a number of platforms that persons can reach out to you to get more information, to get connected. You have your Facebook as well as your Instagram,
yes,
and the existing website. Tell
yes,
people about that.
So for Facebook, for safe social media, we have BHS Tobago 100. This is on Facebook, this is on Instagram, and we are developing it for TikTok as well, because of course we know that there are generations who are very much involved on TikTok. We have also the website. We also have an email link. So of course, these are some of the digital platforms we're using for our marketing plan, but we know that we do have some generations of alumni who might not be social media savvy. So we would be considering a multifaceted approach, so that if we have to go into the communities to connect with them and reach out to them to see who is the oldest living alumni now, that would be something to celebrate and see how many years we have following 100 years of school.
Right, and even as we wrap up our discussion this morning, Ms. Cowie, you said that Bishops' history is Tobago's history. How are you going to integrate that with possibly the Scarborough Library to, help transfer some of those archives into the Tobago history?
Okay, but I think we will, more than likely, have to operate independently so that we may get copies of what they have to house at our library. What I want to also indicate is the fact that we are all about giving back. And the fact that we have been having so many reunions recently is proof of that kind of involvement in the school. Year groups have become mentors to a number of the classes. Off the top of my head, 1974, they celebrated 50 years, and they gifted the school with a number of a number of items. And they have always been in touch. Similarly, the class of 1984, as a matter of fact, they mentored an entire class or year group during COVID, where they gave them all laptops and so on. So what we're asking now, is to help us to build our database, register. What we're asking now is that we are asking persons to help us to fundraise. And we are trying to do that through a Tobago-inspired method called the Centennial Susu. And if you give a little, we all get a lot. So if you put your hand in the susu, what we're asking simply for $100 from each alumni, $1 for every year of the existence of the school, whatever currency you have, so that this money would assist the school, it will assist in the celebrations, and it will assist the generations to come. So we're asking persons to be a Centennial ambassador. Get with your year groups, let us know who your year groups are, names, addresses, houses, and so on. And, let's get together and let's celebrate. Let's celebrate 100 years of Bishop's High School. And you asked a question about reaching out and giving back. And another of our events is called the BHS Cross Country Torch Relay. Bishop's is famous for its cross country run. And so we are going back. We hope to go back to each of the villages in Tobago. It's going to be a motorcade. We're going to have runners. And we want to thank those villagers and those villages for allowing their students to come to Bishop's High School, so that we can continue to help to shape them. We are operating under the maxim it takes a village. And so this is how we intend to reach out to the community, and this is how we intend to keep the legacy alive.
Right, and so that run, is it like a 5K that persons can participate in? Explain.
It's still being fleshed out,
oh, right.
But it is going to be an event that we're going to tackle the East one day, because we want to stop in these villages and acknowledge the names in these villages who have contributed to Bishop's High School, whether it's a worker, a scholar, whoever. We are going to be honoring these people, honoring families. And then the next day, we are going to do the West. Now we're going to start at the initial site of Bishop's High School, which is where the Hall of Justice now stands on Bacalet Street. That was the original Bishop's High School. So we're going to start there, head to the east. And so passing the torch, when we come back from the second day of celebrations, we are going to end at Bishop's High School, where we're going to hand the torch over to the younger generation.
All right. And this may be an opportunity for past cross-country scholars to come out.
Oh, yes, they are definitely going to be
I know a couple
excited to take
persons
part.
from Bishop's who are still running, who ran while they were going to school, and they would relish in the opportunity to show up and show out. So thank you so much this morning, ladies, for coming on, giving us your time and letting us know all that's happening in celebrating 100 years at the Bishop's High School. Guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this discussion. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Have a great day, and thank you.
Thank you so much.